And that changes the input on 1 to...
Why is man cave suddenly off?
It just disappeared. It was there just a second ago.
Fuck. So I touched it and it fucking...
Yeah, it was fine. That's where I wanted to start. You got 4 minutes. Go wiggle it. Just a little bit. Bust a move. Did you just take the remote?
I've got an open mic. I'm hearing you in my ears.
And now, live from the Man Cave, Studio B, deep in the heart of constitutional Livingston County, Michigan, where the Constitution matters and liberal opinions don't. It's another Tuesday night gag order rant with your co-hosts, Kelly, Norris, Coffee, yours truly, Larry Parsons. Our buddy George is visiting. This is My Brain. And now your host, the man who finally got his BS all together and forgot where he put it, Mr. Jeremy Scott Gibbs. No kitty cats were injured in the production of this show. Darn it.
Points anymore.
Microphones. We're all mic'd up and ready to go.
We are mic'd up, except I stuck mine in my pocket.
Oh, nobody cares what you have to say.
Apparently not. Apparently not. Welcome. Coffee, anything interesting at the start of the chat, or did we just get going?
No, there's nothing really interesting. But
I mean, you don't have to have a microphone when you're talking back to me. It's just cool.
you usually hook me in.
Casey Hope.
No,
Yeah,
there's
don't mention stupidity, okay? Continue.
There's nothing really on chat, but I do want to say happy anniversary to my wife.
Well,
Oh, I saw that today. Very
Nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Happy
Oh,
anniversary.
Happy
anniversary.
anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy
To her,
anniversary.
to her, too many.
Happy
It's
anniversary.
been- I thought it was cool at the beginning, right?
No, you have to move that shit over. We're getting directions
Anyway,
from the
that's
booth.
all Papa Bar's on there.
Hey, happy anniversary, Coffee
Thank you.
and Deb.
Thank you.
And your mic pop. Reattach him, please. That's not the one that I muted. Oh, that's because I have them labeled wrong over here. My bad. Yeah, this me. It just pushes in there, George, and then snaps on. Those are some of our test microphones. Anyways, welcome to the show, everybody. As usual, we're firing on all cylinders. Sort of. Anyways,
Sort of.
gag order. Anybody check out Trump with the gag order? It's a double entendre, right? Isn't that how you say it? Trump had a gag order, and the things going on in this country make me want to gag.
Oh, I could have
Yeah.
said
They
I
put me in
could
the
have.
gag
Yeah, I
order.
could have put a gag me with a spoon order.
Anyways, welcome everybody.
Yeah, that is fake
Seeing
news.
everybody in chat. Hit that thumbs up, people. Give us the love. Let's get rolling. Let's get rolling here. I'm gonna go over here.
Just hit us with the disclaimer. Get out of the way.
Yeah, well, I got to do two things to do
Okay.
that because I didn't hit
Still
play
picking
out. on it.
chicken out of my teeth.
Are you? That was good. Let's talk about dinner for a second.
Okay.
Got
Threw the drummies on the smoker. Got
Yeah.
a little smoke flavor on them,
a little smoky
and
flavor.
then
And then the smoker
popped them in the oven to finish. Yep.
decided not to work anymore.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was asking Larry to check on it, so we finished them in the oven. Threw a little rice. Threw a little
Peppers.
some peppers.
Oh shoot! I microwaved corn too, but I forgot to pull it out.
It'll be down there.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were some desserts laying around from a wonderful event we had the other night.
We did.
Some extra cupcakes, some pineapple.
We were
cakes,
honored to
some-
host a local rally, local
Yep.
election,
Some
some organizing, some
school board organization.
Yeah, it was great.
Community organizing.
Organizing.
Yes,
Community
it was
organizing.
good stuff.
And not Acorn.
I will let them, when they come to the show, elaborate on that. But it was a great evening last night, and lots of wonderful people in our community. I know a bunch of them will be tuning in tonight. Hello, let's do this because we're not new to this, and we want to get the show on the road.
Yeah, let me rip it off. Everyone who is new here, listen up. This is My Brain Notice. This podcast is mostly raw and unfiltered and completely politically incorrect. It's because we say stuff like Merry Christmas. That used to be a problem. We say the Pledge of Allegiance, although, to be honest, I don't remember the last time I said it. But we do love the part about one nation under God. We thank our troops for their service. We only recognize 2 genders. As adults, we do enjoy an adult beverage occasionally, or probably more occasionally than we should. That's why we're the Righty Right Drinky Drink Show. I don't think the overhead camera is even on right now. Nope, it's not. Or else I would have do it in a clinky clink shot.
No, go to number 2.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, we've got new tech, man.
Yeah.
I got my hands busy.
I know. Go.
Last but not least, we cuss. We do not curse
What
nor
the-
swear.
What are you talking about?
Those are 3 different things. If you don't know that, you can look it up. We love Jesus, Yeshua, and hate religious hypocrites, actors, posers.
Posers, pretenders.
Yep. And if any of this offends you, you can
You can leave.
leave. Yeah.
No, I was thinking
Easy
about this
peasy.
today. I'll throw it out there for the waiting audience out there. I thought about this. You know, in a lot of churches, they think that the mark of a good Christian, a good believer, is your outward, how you look outwardly to people. You know, you don't drink, you don't cuss, you don't smoke, you don't do all these. You know, it's like you don't have all these bad habits, you know, all these things. And we do have another guest. George decided to bring the puppy today. Yeah. But I was thinking about this idea that we don't have our ideas in Christendom that they push from the pulpit are how good you look. So the person that's rough around the edges is automatically. And I thought about it. I said, you know, this is, I want somebody that's rough around the edges who does the right thing in the right time in the right moments. Is a good person, not somebody who looks good and then you find out behind the scenes that they weren't doing good. And I've been around and involved in church for far too long to know that a lot of leadership are the people that don't do the right things when nobody's looking. And I just want to be who I am. And so I like that idea. That's part of our disclaimer. Let's go. Let's see here. Norris.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, except for bears. Bears will fucking kill you.
Bears.
That's an app.
See?
He gets the F-bomb tonight. Mhm.
Kaboom.
The Revenant.
Yellowstone with Kevin Costner.
Oh yeah,
Do you remember the scene when all the tourists went out of the bus?
Oh yeah.
yeah,
And they're looking at a grizzly bear.
yeah.
And there were some Japanese, and he was like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? He can kill you." Oh no, he can't
It's
kill
a
you.
bear.
And he was like, "Get out of my property!" And one of the Japanese guys said, "Where is your property? Where is your property?" He said, "From there to there." And he was opening his eyes. Said, "Really? This is all? This is your
Yeah,
property?"
get out.
Yeah, get the fuck out. They didn't want to go and shot a bullet in the air. Everybody was in the bus.
Exactly. That's the way to do it. Mr. Coffee.
Okay. Let's see. It's easier to fool the people than to convince them that they've been fooled. Mark Twain.
Mark Twain. Mark Twain. Thank you very much, sir. And Larry. Big Larry.
Ooh, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, comma, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Shall not.
Shall not. That is the Second Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of
that's right.
America.
Yeah.
It is what gives it its teeth. It was issued on December 15th, 1791, and it expires never.
Never.
Answer Kelly.
Never. Without it, the rest of the Constitution is null and void.
Kelly just asked if she should turn around if there's not enough room. And I said, no, there's room.
No, there's plenty of room.
Right. I would leave before.
We made provision,
Yes.
Kelly. We announced you.
That's right.
What did you say about the room? I didn't
Kelly
catch. Yeah.
is on her way.
Oh, Kelly is on the
Just want to
way.
make sure there's room at the table.
Oh, okay. I got.
Mhm.
I was thinking of AOC, and I was thinking you guys.
Oh, we've got plenty of
might
jokes to
look
talk about with AOC.
Invite her to here.
She's the intelligent one. George, did you pick a disclaimer?
He took mine. I don't know why he took this away from me, but
You want to try number 6?
Number 6. Great mind discuss ideas. Average mind discuss events. Small minds discuss people.
So we're gonna
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Eleanor Roosevelt. So we're gonna stick with discussing ideas first and foremost before we talk about events and stupid people in our community.
So
And-
forget
and
OC then.
name
because
drop.
we
No,
don't
no.
discuss people.
No, that is an event. That is a train wreck that continually happens and you can't look away. A constant train wreck. Here we go. In the beginning of a change, the patriot is a scarce man and brave and hated and scorned. And when his cause succeeds, the timid join him, for then it costs nothing to be a patriot. Mark Twain.
That is so good.
I love that one.
And this reminds me of the time the movie, what was it? The Patriot movie, or which one was the
With Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson?
Yeah, the Patriot.
Anytime I see this one,
Yeah.
it brings me that movie in
Yeah.
my mind. And do you remember how they start? They start like bad guys, and at the end they were the guys that they turn everything upside down.
Yeah, absolutely. That was based on two. It was an amalgamation. His character was based on two different people.
Mm-hmm.
The Swamp Fox and there was another guy, and they kind of combined his caricatures or his characteristics into one
Into
person.
the ghost.
Yeah, and made it cool.
When he was melting those little toys from his kids made with lead,
Oh,
and he was making bullets.
Yeah, that's a powerful scene.
Yeah.
It's very understated, but they're sitting there in the swamp and doing that. You're exactly right. All right. All together now. Never apologize and never explain. It's a sign of weakness.
Oh, was I supposed to put
And I think that people out here would do well, if you're watching, to understand that apologies do nothing with these monsters.
I even motioned everybody to be quiet so I could play it. And he's
I
like,
double pumped it. For some reason they didn't go the first time.
That's awesome.
Apology doesn't bring so much on the table.
Speaking of double pump,
To me, it looks like when somebody says I apologize, is like it pretty much is cleaning your hand with a soft toilet paper.
okay.
It's all she texted and
I like that. George said, sometimes apologizing is like cleaning your ass with soft toilet paper.
I see the resemblance.
So the shit is still there.
It's still there. It doesn't really, yeah. It doesn't really.
This is what I'm trying to
Did
tell
you see? Oh, did you guys see it? I didn't put it in here. Did you see the DA in Boston that got pulled over?
Oh, yeah.
She,
No, that
or
was
she
New York.
was it New York?
Yeah, I think it was New York.
She refused to pull over. The cop
was that?
followed
Yep.
her to her house.
All the way to her garage.
Gets in. He's standing there in the garage, and she's like, "Don't you know who I am? I'm the DA."
Yeah,
And
he's like,
just like read him the right, and he's like, "Ma'am, you were doing." She's like, "I was doing 55." He goes, "Yeah,
Yeah.
in a 35."
Oh, really?
And
Oh,
she's
yeah.
like, "Well, I'm the one who prosecutes all this, so I'll." So he hands her the ticket. She's like, "I'll be prosecuting myself, I guess." And then his body cam footage was released, and she's like, "Oh shit!" And she's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
"It was the wrong thing. I had a stressful day." I'm like, we all have fucking
Yeah,
stressful
yeah.
days,
Is this-
and we don't get to pull that
It's
shit.
exactly what I told you. The shit is still over there.
Yeah, that's
They
why.
try-
That's
yeah.
why I'm bringing it up.
yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, I got to tell you something real quick, Jeremy.
Give it to
This
me.
is good. So I'm not going to say who the person was, male or female, or what business it was at.
No,
Why-
just keep it right.
Why hold
yeah,
the microphone
What
when you don't
business
talk
is it?
into it?
Stop it, Tim. Stop talking
just
to me.
keep it. When you do this, nobody can hear you. When you do this, nobody can hear you. When you do that.
Anyway,
Gotta
so
be just
I'm
right.
in the area,
Goldilocks.
and that was with me, and somebody goes about in the conversation about no, put that on your podcast or something. I'm like, oh, I'm just there to stir up stuff, and she goes, I found out about it from the crazy people, and I love that podcast. I've watched it like 3 times, so that's why a mole sometimes is great to have to put out, they're great advertising for you.
I know.
This lady is like,
Dude, if you guys
I
haven't
found
hit our
out
fan
from
page yet,
crazy people.
if you guys haven't seen our fan page yet, this is My Brain Worms. Go check out our fan page. They love us
On the Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, on Facebook. They keep clipping our show and doing the thing. I love it. I love it.
I like it.
All right, let's get into it. AstroTurf. What is the definition of AstroTurf? Fake grass. Let's see. Here we go. Let's cut to this for a second. If their signs told the truth, we'll still vote for Biden. That guy in the back there,
course, yeah.
paid for by George Soros. I don't even know what Zionism means. Look at this guy over here. I like the guy on that side. Loud noises. It's like a cut from Anchorman. He's gonna run around with a hand grenade. It wasn't on camera. Nobody could see me doing
We're
that.
brats who want attention.
I'm just camping out here.
Yep.
The guy in front, Hamas would kidnap and murder me. Yes, they would. Yeah.
And
Then
probably butt fuck you in the process.
yeah. No
Before
more.
or after.
No more Star of David, apparently. That's supposed to stand for Israel. We're brats who want attention. That sounds about right. And the guy right there in the middle with the crazy eyes, virtue signaling.
Oh, yeah.
So the AstroTurf of everything going on right now is disgusting to me because you know what? They're just doing the latest protest. They protest for George Floyd, then they protest for this, then they protest for that.
Yeah, we didn't hear anymore about George Floyd.
I mean,
Oh, they got statues.
This is just Occupy Wall Street all over again.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's just more BS.
They removed some very important historical statues
Mm-hmm.
around the United States, and they put over there George Floyd.
See, that's the difference. I'm glad you bring that up, George, and you can speak to this. You're from Albania, originally, born there, served in the military there, and the police force and some other things. We've had you on the show just alone talking about it. When you have a statue over there in Europe or Eurasia, that whole area, they're generally celebrating a leader, or isn't it part of that dictatorship? So when there's a new regime, they want to get rid of those statues,
Erase the history.
and erase the history, right? Is that a true assessment?
Yeah, it's true assessment, and this is what happened after the communist collapse in Albania. They took
They take all the statues
three
down.
statues that were in
Right.
three different cities in Albania from the height of the communist regime, and
Right.
they pulled down with the trucks or with a car and chains and
Yeah. So then here in America, we have statues of a ton of people. You don't have to be the absolute hero. And one of the first statues they went after was a statue of Lee outside of, I'm pretty sure it was outside of the museum for him. It was like a Civil War museum, something like that. But they took down Lee, and everybody's cheering. Oh, you took down Lee. You know, he led the South. He was the general leading the South, and they were bad and everything like that. And I go, okay, but it's still a historical figure. We weren't putting up a statue as somebody to worship. We're just putting up a statue and saying this was the guy, and but then it quickly precipitated into statues of Jefferson need to come down and Washington needs to come down.
No,
everybody.
they start taking They want to take down statues of abolitionists. It's like, really? Are you guys
With
even
no
paying
clue.
attention?
With no clue.
Exactly.
Knowing that what's the one museum? There's a museum on the East Coast. Okay, pretty prominent museum. It's a Civil War museum, and you know what? They have. I'm looking right now. He's on number 4. I just need to turn him up. Nobody. That one's dead. Yeah. Anyways, they have this museum, right? And it's a Democrat museum, touting all of their achievements.
You mean all the the Confederate generals?
No, they literally have Lincoln as one of their presidents. That's how ignorant
Oh yeah.
the people are that walk in there thinking that Lincoln was a Democrat because they want to erase their history of being the Democrat Party being the party of slavery, the Democrat Party being the party of the Ku Klux Klan.
Good luck with that.
Right?
They were that.
They were, though.
Oh, that's absolutely.
Yeah, we don't want to talk
But
about that.
that's the part of history that they kind of try
Why
to erase
don't we want
somewhat
to talk
successfully.
about that? What is wrong to talk about that?
Because when you want power, you want to vilify your enemy, and when all the dirt's on your side or most of it, it's kind of hard to do.
But by taking over the public institutions,
Right.
They have pretty
Yeah.
much whitewashed that part of it, right?
Quite
That's
literally
very
whitewashed.
racist,
Well,
Norris.
Very-
That's very,
very
racist.
racist for you to
For you
say
to it's
whitewashed.
whitewashed.
Um,
You say,
You're
but
welcome.
could you
at the
choose to
same
pick a
time,
different-
wasn't it LBJ that said, if I pass this civil rights bill, we'll have those N-words voting for
Yep.
Next 40
Democrats for
years.
the next
Yep.
40, 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have.
keeping them ignorant because they've taken over the schools with leftist liberal
Well, that is
education.
I will say that is the biggest sham job, one of the biggest sham jobs in history. What Democrats have done to blacks.
because they didn't care.
They are talking very bad about Hitler, and don't misunderstand. He killed a lot of people and did a lot of bad things.
Yeah.
But
You're gonna put a butt in the
Hitler-
Hitler sentence? Okay.
was from the side of Democrats.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely
He
leftist.
was from liberals.
They
Yeah.
literally keep saying about Hitler that, he was the right-wing extremist. No, it was called the Nazis are the National
National
Socialists.
Socialism.
Yeah.
That's his
National Socialism.
And then they turn around and they go, oh, that's one of the things happening.
That is socialism and national pride together.
Right.
At that time, after the World War II, when a lot of countries in Europe were poor from the World War I,
Yeah.
and he used the situation. And don't think that Hitler came in power just because he was Hitler. He has a lot of support from underneath.
And he was Time Magazine Man of the Year twice.
Yeah.
He was supported. I mean, that's a whole rabbit trail. Look at this. What this video is not. Well, then why show me the freaking video if you're not going to let me watch it, crackhead? When I click on shit, I want to watch it. All right, let's do this. Let's see if our audio is up over here, Tim.
Have you ever seen PCU?
Yes. Oh. Let's not do that, George.
Oh, she's a Karen.
Definitely.
I never saw this.
I'm going to rewind it once I make sure the audio. Where's the audio at?
It's on. It's on your laptop.
Oh, yeah.
I have it up.
It's okay. Let's do that. Why are you moving so slowly, computer?
Stunning
computer.
police body camera footage
All right, check
obtained
this
by
out.
our
Oh, so
affiliate
they're going to do the.
Upstate
They're going
New
to do
York
the.
District Attorney, who is under scrutiny tonight after ignoring a traffic stop. The incident was captured on police body camera video. DA Sandra Dorley is seen having a tense exchange with a police officer. Local leaders are demanding an investigation and what the DA is saying tonight about that encounter. Here's ABC's Rena Roy.
Tonight, growing calls to investigate this New York State
Investigate.
District
Resign,
Attorney.
bitch.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Stunning police body camera footage obtained by our affiliate WHAM showing Monroe County DA Sandra Dorley moments after authorities say she refused to pull over for a traffic stop last week, instead driving home. The officer following Dorley less than a mile to her garage, confronting her.
What is the reason you're so against what I'm doing? I'm doing my job. You say you're a DA?
I am the DA.
Okay.
Okay, let me get you I am the DA of Monroe County.
You were.
Dorley admitting she was speeding.
I was going 55 coming home from work.
55 and a 35.
I don't really care.
Claiming she did not hear the sirens and didn't
Doesn't
stop
care.
because of other cars, appearing to use her position of power to intimidate the responding officer.
You
I
think?
understand the law better than you.
At one point, she even appears to call the police chief.
35 on Phillips Road.
To leave me alone.
Can you stay over here, ma'am? This
No,
is a
I'm
traffic.
not
This is
staying
a
over
legal
here.
traffic stop.
Eventually telling the officer to write her a ticket
I'm the one who prosecutes it, okay? Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead.
and ultimately apologizing.
You know what I've been dealing with all day?
I don't
Three
care what you've been
murders in
dealing
the
with all
city. And
day.
do you think
If
I really
anybody
care
at
if I
this
was going
table did
20
what you
miles over the
did,
speed
we'd
limit?
be in jail.
In a statement,
If
Dorley
you
saying she
can't
pled
handle what
guilty
you're
and
dealing
had
with,
no intention
then
of
get the
using
fuck
her
off of
position
there.
to receive a benefit, adding nobody, including your district attorney, is above the law.
Dorley says she's already paid the fine. Rena Roy joins us now.
Who gives
here in
a
New
shit
York.
about the
Rena,
fine?
We know county officials are asking for
This
a
is
probe.
this is part of
What
what's
can you
wrong
tell
with
us
the
about
country.
their
These
request
people
for
that
New
are
York State
entitled.
Attorney General Letitia James to investigate her conduct?
Oh, we're going to hire Letitia James.
Lindsay, City
Oh,
Council
that's a
members say
ringing
they're
endorsement.
questioning
Oh
Dorley's
my
fitness
God.
to serve
No,
because of her
the
behavior.
problem
We have
is
reached out to the
solved.
Yeah,
AG's
I
office
mean,
for
she only
comment,
ran
but
for
haven't heard
office
back
too.
yet.
All right,
Lindsay.
all right.
All right, Rena, thank
Is that the
you.
one that said they were going to get Trump?
Yeah, that's the only reason that bitch ran for office.
Yeah, and they voted for it just for that reason.
Yeah, ridiculous,
So
man.
it tells you about New
So
York.
the DA
Ridiculous.
didn't care about the law.
I don't care.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, exactly.
If you
It's exactly-
guys this one to police, what will happen?
Double standards. So, any thoughts on the AstroTurf for the riots at the colleges, guys?
Yeah, that's why I brought up PCU.
Okay. You want to elaborate on that?
No, I just have to look at that film and all the different groups
they
up
just-
there. That
yeah.
just everybody's protesting for no good reason, right? Don't even know
It's
what
the
they're
newest.
protesting for.
There was literally a gal that got put up on there, and she's like,
I have the clip. I'll probably roll it a break. There was a college student that was actually at Columbia and went over to NYU and then was interviewed and said,
she goes, actually, I don't even.
well, no,
Yeah,
no, we're out here really in support of the Palestinians, but then, and to get NYU to stop doing, and she turns to another friend, stop doing, well, they're doing something, right? I mean,
Why are we even here?
Why are we out here? And, well, I'm not sure. I mean, I wish I was more educated. Yeah, me too.
What are you going to say, Larry?
Well, these Hamas supporting tyrants. I mean,
But they're not.
No, they're clueless.
They're clueless idiots that are
Right.
given
Yep.
signs by George Soros. It's just the latest
they're paid.
protest.
Just like the
They don't
people
actually
at-
support anything.
It's
Yeah.
like Black Lives Matter.
well,
They were the
support
same
what
way.
they're told to support.
Correct.
It's
They're
the same
useful
way.
idiots.
sheeple.
You put some
You
money
know,
over there,
and
and they go
and
and scream.
And if these people ever got the power they wanted, they'd be the first ones dead.
Right.
Oh, you're
Just
exactly
like
right.
just like the old brown shirts.
I
Right?
like the old brown shirts. You're
Yep.
exactly right. George, Norris, I don't know that you're like the underrated history buff over here. So yeah, okay. So we won't spend much more time on this. It's a lot of when you're watching all these riots, realize, guys, no matter what the issue is, the people actually going out there and rioting, the vast majority of them are just useful idiots being stirred up to foment the latest controversy, to cause division and destroy things. That's all they're doing. Them breaking into the school, blowing out windows, doing all that stuff. It's AstroTurf.
Is that
When
is that an
somebody
insurrection?
No, it's only an insurrection if right wings do it.
when somebody gets killed here in the next few days, maybe they'll get serious. Somebody's going to get hurt on those campuses.
Correct, but we
Somebody's
had
going to get hurt.
a ton of people get killed.
I'm hearing audio.
What's going on?
Well,
Whose
George, is
Mexican
that
radio
you?
station is cutting in?
Are you got audio going over there, George?
No. Did I? No, it's look.
All right.
So
Anyway,
yeah.
if somebody were to die,
It's too
you know,
Okay.
then the like Columbia, they aren't letting the cops in or whatever. When somebody dies, they'll get serious. You know, that's
But
Always what happens.
yes, and I agree. But the problem is
how
there.
long are they going to support the Nazis? That's what I want to know, because that's what Hamas is. Hamas is modern day Nazis.
Yeah,
Did you see
They
the
wanna
news
kill
that I
the
put
Jews.
up for?
the scarf is the new swastika.
Yes, but they're the same group of people that protest the last protest.
Right.
Yeah,
Those idiots on the campus?
Same cycle.
Yeah.
They don't care about Hamas.
Well, they don't.
They don't care about the Palestinians.
There are
They're
those sympathizers in there. There are some real ones in there. I
Yeah,
don't
the leaders or the ones that hear about it.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of them are just useful idiots being
Oh, yeah.
shuffled around to the latest protest.
Yeah.
That's why they wear masks, so they can go from protest to
Yep.
protest.
He compared them with
And here's your
Nazis.
sign.
I don't think that they are so far with Nazis, because Nazis were very well organized.
yeah.
Nazis have an idea in their mind, and they had a lot of smart people with them to do.
They may
what
have had tiny mustaches,
Hamas
but they showed
is-
their
is
face.
not so well organized and so
But
far educated people.
but the
to-
philosophy is kind of the same, right?
The
Extermination.
philosophy, exterminate the Jews.
Yes.
There's some things they agree on, but they're not organized as well, and it's
No.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying
the
about.
Jews is only one direction
Right.
that you
Yeah.
can
Right.
compare, but there are. If you see what Nazis had in the World War II and all the officers and all the people that they have in the high position, they're all educated people. They're with title doctors and
What?
very very well educated and very.
Well, yeah,
well-
I'm not saying there's a direct equivalent on every aspect, right? But you can look at some of these tactics. I'm not saying these people are necessarily, but the people who are
calling
actually
calling them Nazis is more
directing
of a,
them. I would say
it's more of a
so,
derogatory
actually.
slur than
These are the,
anything
these,
else.
like I said, these are the brown shirts. These are the useless idiots.
What's the term for the leader of Islam? There's a term for it.
The Ayatollah?
No.
Or, the Imam?
Imam?
Mohadi.
The Imam, is that who is
No,
the
that's
Imam
good.
that met with the Nazis back in the day?
Well,
Imam is like a priest.
I thought the word started
Imam
with
is
the
like
B.
a priest in Muslim
What's
culture.
but there's like, but they're looking for, when they're looking for the 12th Imam, they're looking for the return of.
You might want to guess
something like that. I can't remember exactly.
Oh well, Islam does have their own Jesus. They're expecting their own
What do we got?
savior. If that's what you're talking about.
Go ahead, read them.
Cat Respecter says, I think most of them are protesting to Israel bomb the shit out of the innocents, to be honest. And Israel killed American, Brit, and Aussie aid workers because they're bombing refugee camps. And Cat says again, I honestly don't get some of these comments when Israel is doing the extermination.
Also,
They're indiscriminately bombing.
they're not indiscriminate. They go out of their way to try to make it. I mean, yeah, mistakes. This is war. Mistakes are going to happen. But they aren't indiscriminately bombing. What Hamas does is indiscriminately bombing shit. Israel sent out pamphlets telling these people evacuate. You know, they're trying to go out of their way to make this as humane as possible. I say kill all the cockroaches, but
Did I hear correctly?
But
well, that agrees with what Jared Kushner said, which was that he praises the very valuable potential of Gaza if we can get all of Hamas out of there. So he wants to just take over the waterfront and make it a nice beachfront community for Israel.
But
getting the Hamas out.
like I say, I'm not saying
that's the definition of genocide when we just wipe out a group of people because of their ethnicity.
Yeah.
Getting
I like a
Hamas
group of people
out
because
of-
they're savages.
It wasn't
Hamas are a bunch of savages.
There's a big
They need to
difference
go.
between those people and the leadership
I
that
said
may be
Hamas.
evil.
Hamas.
Okay,
That's why
but,
I said
but
I
they're not
clearly said
wiping out
Hamas.
just Hamas. They're wiping out all of the
They're not wiping
Palestinians.
out. They're taking.
Yeah, but you have to
So here,
understand that
so
The non-mainstream media is reporting how much
if the
they're doing.
Gazans are so great, and
They're
not calling them
not.
Palestinians because they're not. There's no, they don't. That doesn't exist. But if the Gazans are so great, why don't all the freaking surrounding nations take them in? Because they've been a nightmare for those nations when they did take them in. So
Well, it's
they don't
Egypt.
want anything to do with them because
but that's not
of
a
what they've done.
justification to murder a whole population.
Who's murdering them? Tell
Israel?
me. No, they're murdering. They're going in. They're going in
acting in
doing
self-defense.
Yeah, for one, they were attacked.
Self-defense against gliders and Toyota trucks.
Absolutely.
I don't think all those. I don't think all.
Lucky I wasn't in charge because they'd be gone.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think all those dead
Be
rape
over.
women and babies would say that.
They in that war right now, what they're bombing and what they're doing, there are a lot of civilians that are dying too.
Well, I mean, that's war is hell.
It's actually more.
Hamas should have thought about that before they made the first.
If you
strike.
want to see
Yes.
indiscriminate bombing, look at World War II and the
Yeah,
Germans.
exactly.
Where
That was
or Japan,
indiscriminate
that's
bombing.
indiscriminate. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
We did some serious indiscrimination.
All right. Stop, because I'm going to get pissed off and pull the plug on the show. Okay,
It's
because there's no room for Israel being wrong here. Apparently, at the table,
No.
and Israel is wrong just as much as Hamas is wrong.
Nah, I don't
Yet
say
we're
not the
backing
same
up.
level.
Yeah.
Who has the best army?
Doesn't
Israel.
matter.
In Israel.
Israel.
If Israel was doing it that now, they'd have had that job done by now. If that were the case.
Wait.
Wait. Just say that statement again. If Israel was doing it, they'd have had the job
If
done.
Israel doing what you're saying, doing this
be
genocide, it'd have been done already.
Oh,
they're
they
taking-
don't have to beg us for money and at least appeal to.
I mean, if
the
we
world
got the
politics?
fuck out of their way and let them do the job,
What
but
job
we
is
won't.
that?
We're not. In the
Just this morning, hold on. Just this morning, I heard while I was doing my thing that Hamas turned down.
Every time.
No, they just turned down like Israel saying, "Okay, let's whatever with the prisoners." Well, they know that probably 99%,
No,
but
they
they
already
turned
did.
down even talking about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
they do it every time.
I heard a report. I heard a
they've
report.
denied
Hold on,
every
Norris,
ceasefire.
wait. I heard a report. Here's how Israel has played Hamas from the Iran side. I heard a report, and I'm pretty sure it was accurate, that the strike on Iran, that Israel hit every single target they wanted to hit, but all of their ordnance were actually dummies, duds, or very low yield, just to tell Iran that we can hit exactly where we want to hit
According to whom?
if we want to.
According to whom?
The actual the devastation that actually was possible by where they hit was pulled back and was not actually, because as they're going back and forth, they didn't want to escalate. So they hit all their targets, but they didn't drop the level of ordnance that they could have.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're trying to scale it back with them, but when it comes to, what
I'm
they do in Gaza, it's
I'm
different.
going to say this. I fundamentally have a problem with just murdering people. I have a problem with war.
Yes.
Well, when
but
we
that's why you
support-
don't start it.
I don't think anybody
That's why you don't start it.
I hate war.
Okay, then we would go down the history and say who forced Israel into Palestine in 1948. It wasn't the Palestinians.
No.
It was the UN.
There is no
You-
Palestinian. to
They've
begin
been
with.
fighting since then.
No.
This is a
that
back
was
and
that
forth.
was that was
We're
original
saying that
Israel
but we're
territory.
saying that October 7th is somehow the first volley in a war that has been going on for 65, 70 years.
Yeah, but they gave them fucking Gaza. They gave them that fucking land, and they've been bombing them ever fucking since.
Mhm.
They have not stopped. Every time Israel was not fucking with them October 6th. Hamas did that October 7th and did that strike. All they had to do was just shut the fuck up, take care. I mean, all the aid money they get.
Israel's the only righteous one in this.
I'm
thing.
not saying they're righteous every
Well,
step of the way,
I'm
but the
saying-
point is,
No.
right now, there wouldn't be this war if Hamas had started again.
You don't
They,
think-
they,
you
they're
don't think so?
always lobbing bombs over at Israel.
So
That's why does
so-
Israel have Iron Dome to begin with?
I have one question. The World War II, the Germany started the war. Do you know how it started?
Oh, there was a false flag.
Yeah, false
Yeah.
flag.
But
Okay.
Absolutely.
But hold on a second. Now, you agree with that? There was false flag, and they went over there because the Polish soldier attacked the Germans, and that in
Well, that's what they
reality,
said it was.
in reality, they were not the Polish soldier. With the Germans, they
Yeah.
created all of this,
Yeah.
and the Germany give to themselves right to go to Poland.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's what they in their mind.
okay. So you agree so far?
Okay,
Do you
but
agree so
give me where you're going.
Where I'm going? How come that one of the best armies in the world is in Israel and Hamas attacked people for 7 hours, and you can shoot with a slingshot from east to west of Israel, and you can kill somebody with a stone, and for 7 hours their army, their air force, or whatever they have, didn't respond and let the massacre happen for
No,
7
there was definitely some mass incompetence there. There's no doubt about
No,
it.
I don't think it was incompetence.
No, we are talking. No, let me ask
So
you
you saying
now.
this is sinister?
Yes.
I'm not
said
going that
why?
far. I've
Why
heard
not?
I've heard this before.
Why not?
Okay, you
I
have
don't
heard
agree
this
with it.
before, but you
I don't agree with
you
it.
and Larry don't want to allow for any possibility that Israel did this from behind the scenes, and they want this to transpire because they want to wipe out those people. That's my problem. Those fuckers are not doing right.
They could have did it on the
Fix-
any number of
fix your
times
microphone.
before this. They've had plenty of times to wipe them out if they wanted to. They haven't. They've been restrained
international
each time.
political
In my
political
opinion.
pressures. No,
Yes,
they
they
wouldn't
It
have
ain't
done
the way
it.
I would have done
Wouldn't
it.
have done it.
Well, it's not the way you've done it, but they couldn't have done it when Trump was in office, so they had to do it when
Well, they
Biden
didn't
was
have
there.
to because nobody's fucking with them then. And I will say that's
They
one.
were.
I will say that one. Not
That's
to,
being
not to
blind.
the, not to the
That's being
extent they are
blind.
now.
No.
We didn't have Ukraine.
That's being blind to history.
We didn't have all
There's
this shit.
there's never been a time where there has not been minor and major conflicts
Oh, there's
between.
always a conflict.
Okay,
I'm not
then
saying
to say
there weren't.
to say that
Well-
this is the opportunity for them to then wipe out an entire group of people because their leadership are a bunch of terrorists. I agree. Why haven't we nuked Iran then?
Like I said, I don't know. That's a whole different can of worms.
Because I grew up.
That's not apples to apples.
Because I stood there for the first 6 months with them telling me that the Trade Center towers were brought down by 14 Saudi Arabians,
With
and therefore
box
we needed
cutters.
to attack Afghanistan and Iraq. And after 1 million people are killed in the name of our country with our tax dollars sending our soldiers over there, I have a suspicion and a fucking problem every time something happens over in that place and the news media sends me their bullshit story. And I know it's not the truth, or at least not the whole truth. And I'm watching people get murdered on both sides, and nobody's saying, stop the whole fucking thing. And then they're sending our kids to their colleges, and they're freaking the fuck out with signs they don't even know what they're there for. And we're going to sit here and act like it's somehow justified? None of it's right.
Jeremy, one thing.
We're gonna disagree on this. So
Jeremy,
anyway,
one thing is that war
war is a
money.
bitch. And it's-
No, war
It's
is
money.
And war, people who you think they support Israeli might be the people who support Hamas too, because they are selling in both sides.
We're literally
both
building a wharf,
money.
a wharf into Gaza to supply them with aid. American money to supply them with aid, while we give American money to give Israel bombs to blow them up so that they need the fucking aid. And nobody has a problem with that?
I have a huge
And
problem with that.
have you ever seen?
Okay, then why is your first instinct to kill them all instead of calling for Israel to stop and fight for
Because
peace?
this shit's gonna repeat. They're gonna bomb again, and then Israel attack. They're gonna blame Israel retaliates. They're gonna blame Israel for that.
At some point,
if this shit is going to repeat, how did they stop Nazis for killing the Jews?
You killed them.
They killed them all. They
actually
slaughtered them.
no,
That's why.
they put 700 of them on trial before a UN court.
That was after they stomped their asses to the ground. Yes.
That was after a ceasefire.
No,
From a World War.
They stomped their ass in the ground. They had to talk.
Hold on.
This is why this is actually why I didn't even want to go into the Astro. I want to talk about the fact that these kids are being put up in their schools, and most of them are fake.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And
with
we've
that.
devolved into the fact that,
Can I just say something?
Yeah,
I've
go
been
ahead.
sitting here.
I'm about to call it.
All I got to say is that the one side thought that a whole bunch of motherfuckers.
I just hate people being killed. Is that a problem?
Okay, can I finish my statement? Can I finish?
No,
my
we
statement?
want to murder everybody. Let's wipe them out.
That's
Let's just
not
murder
what
people.
anybody's saying, but there's
It is. Murder them.
Let me know when I can say my piece, and I will.
Go ahead and say your piece.
All I know is one side was hoping that a whole bunch of other neighbors were going to come to their aid real quick, and it didn't really happen.
No.
They tried with the Chinese paper planes and stuff, and then Israel shot them all down. And everybody went, uh-oh. And then they did the little, but they were banking on the North, the Houthis, and Iran. All of a sudden, everybody jumping in. That's all I got to say. You picked the wrong side.
Yeah, well, they basically Hamas jumped the gun. They jumped the gun because there was a bigger plan in play, and they jumped the gun.
All I know is they bet wrong.
And this 7 hours is not only a question that come from my head. This is 7 hours a question from the people that live over there that I know that are still asking the government what's happened in those 7 hours, and nobody is answering. I have people.
No, I'm not disputing that. Yeah.
I have my people. I have my friends.
But I mean, it still doesn't stop the fact that they were attacked, regardless of the fact.
No, they were attacked.
They were attacked.
I was watching.
Who's giving them money?
This attack?
When
Who released billions? Who released the billions of dollars?
I was going to say one more thing. I'm not disagreeing with that 7 hours and the Israelis might have wanted to happen or anything.
Yeah.
All I know is I was watching live on Twitter when this stuff for all day long, watching people live put the live stuff before they started cutting that crap out. They were, the Hamas civilians and everything, whatever, taking cool little videos or whatever before they really cut that stuff out. And I agree with this. How did they not intelligence and stuff? I agree. But
fucking hours.
I know. I agree with that. But
Yeah,
all
that's the problem, no doubt.
Somebody
With
bet
Mossad,
wrong, and somebody bet wrong.
Mossad, they went and got the Nazis all the way to Argentina.
I agree. Something's
They
wrong
have
with
right
that.
by the
I agree
door.
with
They
that.
didn't have any fucking clue. Tell
I
this to
agree.
somebody else.
I'm agreeing with everybody, but somebody bet
I'm in the
that.
same boat with
It'd be
you.
like me going across the table
There's
and
nobody-
hitting Norris, being bigger and stronger than me, hoping you guys are going to help me kick his ass, and they don't. That's all I got to say.
That's true. And that's a good ground dynamic. But I'm going to tell you guys this. Did we not study any history to know that the Rothschilds bet on both sides of the army and paid for both sides of the army? Has that changed? That hasn't changed in 300 years, okay? We gave money to Hamas. We did it. We gave money to Israel. We gave
Democrats.
It came from our country. Our blood's on our hands. You can't bet. No, it is.
It's not on your
They don't mind. I didn't do
Not
it.
on
Shit.
mine.
I didn't vote for that shit.
If you don't stand up against it,
Didn't Obama send to them pallets with US dollars to Iran? How many airplanes went to Iran with US dollars?
what weapons do you think they're using? The Afghan weapons that were left there by Biden.
My dumbass. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Look beyond the fucking moment
Well, I'm
of
not
this
looking-
whole thing
I'm not-
and realize that they're funding both sides. They don't give a fuck. Who's fighting? Today it's Ukraine and Russia. Tomorrow it's Israel and Hamas. Next day it'll be somebody in fucking wherever. They don't care. And when we take sides like this, instead of standing up and saying, I want peace and stop the military industrial complex from pulling this shit in the first place.
So you're saying there aren't any guilty parties at all. So you're saying that we should just let the terrorists?
No,
free.
I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying they're guilty on all sides.
Okay, so
everybody's guilty.
But the point is,
nobody wants to say that Israel, they're the sacred cow in the room.
I'm not saying that they're crown, but I'm looking at the current situation as it is.
But you're saying that the only thing that matters is the October 7th attack. That's the only thing that
I'm
matters.
looking at all the other attacks that happened before that. I mean, it didn't just stop.
On both sides.
You know, okay, so
on both sides.
When? Name it.
I wasn't prepared to go down this road, but I have documentaries in the computer where Hamas throws a rock over the wall and 2 Israeli soldiers pop up and shoot and kill 10 kids. That's a fact, George.
I mean, okay, you might have isolated incidents, but I'm talking about fucking
that
rockets and shit like that.
That is a standard practice.
Repeatedly, the 8th was being reported as being a response for 3 leaders being taken out. 3 leaders were taken out in the previous like 9 weeks or something like that. There was 3 leaders that was taken out by Israel, and that was apparently the response
on 7th.
The reason for the response. There was a report.
This is why
he said, she said, justification.
This is why I don't like to dive in deep with a lot of these topics, because nobody wants to take it. I don't know. I love you guys, and I know that you're thinking men, but at the same time, take a step back. Israel's not the saint in this.
No, it's not.
And to act
nobody said they were the saint.
But you did.
But no, I did
You're
not.
giving them the carte blanche to go and murder people.
Well, and I put this: if Canada was doing the same shit, did the same shit to me, I think fucking murder them too. Absolutely. I'd have no fucking
I have
remorse.
a problem with
killing
a whole population.
Well, like I said, we're different. So
Israel is doing.
We're different.
I'm not saying anything that he just said that I said. I haven't said anything like that.
In World War II.
I do know. I do know a whole bunch of people in that area were on 9/11 were jumping up and down and all that stuff.
You mean the Israelis?
No, the Israelis were too.
And you can
the Israelis weren't jumping up and down. Tim, do we have the video from the latest Reese report where the 4 Israelis were jumping up?
4 out of a whole freaking tower.
No, they took pictures in front of the trade towers as it was falling.
Well, you have people in Israel right now on your side that are protesting.
I'm not on the side. That's the fucking problem. I'm not on a fucking side.
Calm down, man. I'm just saying, the little dog.
It's hard for me to calm down when I don't like babies being murdered.
Well,
I don't like innocent people being murdered in my name, and I don't like the industrial military complex.
So why the fuck you yelling at me like I do? The fuck you yelling at me?
Well, it sounds like half the table does.
I'm just saying.
No, the way you said,
let the big dog win.
It's in your side. It doesn't keep a side. It doesn't say that it's pro or against Israel. It doesn't.
See,
say
that's
that
why I believe in peace through strength.
And Trump had the strength
Reagan,
and didn't start any
Donald
wars.
Trump.
Yeah, I agree 100% there.
Biden just
Trump
funnels
had
money to
4
whoever will kill
Middle
whoever.
Eastern peace deals. 4. A record amount. Never done before.
Abraham Accords, wasn't that it?
And Biden wiped his ass with them and flushed him down the toilet.
Right. And our response is to say, well, then just kill the other side. Instead of saying to Biden,
on a good note,
go back and reinstate the fucking Abraham Accords that Trump worked so hard to do. No, let's wipe Gaza out and build a waterfront property, according to Jared Kushner.
It is so easy when things are far away from your ass.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
If they are in your ass and your kids are on the line, that those people that are saying, go and kill them now, you are going to see how they're going to.
Did anybody hear our was a defense secretary today saying that sidestepping the fact that he said, well, yeah, if we have troops there, and if they do get attacked by Hamas, then we will respond.
No, we should not be there at all. That's what that's what I said.
Okay.
Let them fucking fight it out. Let them figure it out.
But they are.
Yeah. We're almost
done.
done.
I know that because we're building piers and doing other stupid shit.
It's almost done. I was just gonna say that it's almost done. And we'll have the Marines over there and you watch something's gonna happen there.
We should be there.
Who
100%.
intercepted most of that salvo that came from Iran? It was Jordan in the U.S. that intercepted those drones and those missiles.
See, and I am
It was
not
Jordan in the
okay.
U.S.
I am not okay with American lives being over there with an administration
that
that
includes Ukraine
has
too.
no interest in victory whatsoever. None.
Right. I agree with you.
Yes, they're not over there to win a war.
You have to understand that American government that is behind and supporting Israel with our army or military over there.
Maybe they went over there to
They are
spread
not decision. They
transgenderism.
are not a decision from the people who are in the office. You have to see who is behind them. You have to follow the money.
The deep state, and the military industrial complex.
And it's going to be in this way until this.
And as long as
the money is going to be going around in one side or other.
That's my problem, George. We're funneling money to every conflict around the world and watching people be murdered. And then we sit at the table and we take sides. I'm not taking a side. Stop sending my fucking money over there. Stop murdering people. If you want to put somebody, you want to capture somebody, you want to put somebody on trial.
This is how it is.
I'm a hardcore believer.
If you invest money, this is what they're doing.
I'm a hardcore believer in this statement. 100%. I'd rather see 100 guilty people go free than one innocent man go. That's one of our founding fathers' statements. It's enshrined. That's why they wrote the Constitution the way they did. And it's been flipped upside down. And that guy's guilty. We'll just throw him. That could be us. What you sow, you will reap. And when we say genocide those because their leaders are evil instead of capturing or strategically taking out their leaders, and we kill innocents, I have a problem with that on both sides.
Well, I have a problem with
both
how
sides.
We would never won World War II that way. I can guarantee you that.
I have a problem with how Hamas operates.
Correct.
Hamas
I have a problem with the way Israel
hides
operates.
Behind children.
I have a problem with the way
in basements.
But that is Hamas is
hospitals.
doing, not,
Correct. Do you have a problem with the way CIA operates?
Of course.
Well, Israelis secret forces do the exact same thing.
Sure. I'm sure they do. Who did they learn it from?
And the rumors
Well, who did Hamas learn it from?
Probably us. Probably the CIA.
Okay. So when one side does it, we criticize it. When the other side doesn't,
Criticize anybody.
We train them.
Little dog bit the big
We
dog.
send in different places. After a
Get his
while,
ass
they turn
kicked.
against us.
And you notice those cruise missiles down by the Houthis is
Microphone.
stopping Hezbollah. I was talking to Norris actually.
well, you're at the fucking table on a podcast.
Look,
and I'm already hyped
settle
up.
down. No, settle down, Jeremy. Settle down.
It's hard to settle down,
Have you
guys.
noticed after
I actually know what Christ said when he said this phrase. Okay, he said, "You've heard eye for an eye, but I say, love your enemies. Pray for those that despitefully use you. Pray for those that persecute you." I actually fucking believe that. So when we talk about just murdering a whole group of people, it bothers me. Because I stood there when 9/11 happened with my friends and said, turn fucking Iraq into a parking lot.
Well, you're
and then
fucking yelling at me, man. I served, brother. Now stop it. Stop yelling at me. Yell at them or whatever. God damn it. I'm agreeing with you, and you're fucking yelling at me and quoting scripture. Please, sir.
Cut it.
Jeez.
I wasn't yelling at you.
Yes, you are. I'm agreeing with your fucking ass.
He was
And I'm